So my first job out of college, had my minted engineering degree. I got a job with Westinghouse Bettis Atomic Laboratories. My job was to fix nuclear submarines, aircraft carriers. Does that sound cool or what? I hated that job. It was a terrible job. And there was 5 other college graduates there. They hated the job too. But we were just passing through the laboratory onto our field jobs. So we had some possibility, we had some future. But there was 2 guys there, Al and Warren. Now, Al was this kind of old guy, had the slick back hair, smoking the cigarettes, had the grumbly voice. And he's just waiting out retirement, had been there about 15, 20 years, and he didn't seem to like that job any more than us kids. And then there was Warren, and he's just there like this guy, just turning the wheel, right? Kind of stuck in the job, and I think Warren had been there about 15 years. And I remember thinking, I'm never going to be like these guys. I have spent millions and millions of dollars of other people's money, been involved with some great teams, we've done some great projects, but one of the things I've always seen along the way is Al and Warren. They're everywhere. You get 3 C words a day. It's really simple, this process. This is the first C word, courage. It takes great courage. So turn to your neighbor and answer this question. When in your life, from the time you were born to right now, this moment, did you have the most influence? So, raise your hand if you had the most influence right here, right now, today. Yeah, baby. That's who I am. I'm in charge. Raise your hand if it's been in like the last 10, 15 years. Yeah? Okay, so the majority of us, right? Here I am, I'm the vice president of the bank, I'm kind of lording over all these people, I'm a person of influence. I say jump, people, but they jump, right? How many people said 2 years old? Anybody? Anybody? Did you ever hear the, Jan? Perfect. Anyone ever hear the terrible twos? Did you have some influence when you were 2 years old? Are you completely fearless? Get out of my way. I don't care what people think, right? Did you have influence? Of course you had influence. And who did you have the most influence over? Anybody? Everybody. But anybody in particular? How about mom and dad, right? Mom and dad. So what are mom and dad? They're embarrassed, right? They got to get you under control. They're the parents. So what do? Jan? You can't have everything in life. It doesn't work that way. You need to tone it down. Just because you see a candy bar, that doesn't mean you can have the candy bar. You need to lower your expectations. And Ron, I'm your parent. When I say no, that means no, right? Do you understand this? We'll whack in the head. We'll get this through your head. So then it begins, everybody. The beginning of the big reduction of our vision. No means no. Don't think too big. So we go through life just getting sort of beat down, beat down, beat down. And there's only a handful of folks out there actually living a big vision, right? Steve Jobs, right? Why, the guy's kind of an idiot, but everybody wanted to jump on board because, he had a big vision. He was going somewhere. Elon Musk, look at that, big vision going somewhere. Adolf Hitler, big vision going somewhere, right? You can even have bad vision. And people want to follow, right? So people are anxious to get back to the big vision. But the reality is, it takes a tremendous amount of courage to actually step up and say, I'm going to bust out of this, all this programming I've gone through life, and I'm going to go after something big, and I'm going to do the initiatives it takes to make that happen. My clients love the tools. This is the screwdriver, this is the hammer. People just love the tools, but you have to have the right tools for the right job. So the point I want to make is there's a unique set of tools for climbing mountains, going after big initiatives, that quite honestly, you just don't need them in day-to-day operations, so we don't know them and we don't use them. When I was 15 years old, my dad came tooling in the driveway with my birthday present. It was a 1962 Chevy Impala. Every fender was dinged in, rust everywhere, and it was the beginning of global warming. There was a big cloud of blue smoke behind my car. My dad said, happy birthday. This is your new car. Over the next year, we're going to work on this car, so when you're 16, you'll have a new car to be driving around in. Sounds great. The father-son project. My dad is evil. He's very evil. My dad had this knack of saying, well, tomorrow I'll do this. So one day he said, the windows didn't go down. He says, take that door apart and find out why that window doesn't work. So I come home from school, I start to take the door apart. This is back in the day, for you younger folks, they actually had hand cranks on the windows. I couldn't get that hand crank off. I mean, I'm looking at it, I can barely see it, I got my screwdriver in, I'm messing around, it's like, it's impossible, this thing just doesn't come off. My dad comes home, I say, Dad, I don't know what the deal is, this thing's broken in some fashion, I can't get this handle off. He proceeds to walk over, open the toolbox, pull out some bizarre looking tool, walks over and goes, poof, off it pops. Puts it back on, of course, and says, here, you try it. That was my dad. The right tool at the right time makes all the difference in the world. The last word is conviction. I used to be a big commitment guy. It was all about, you got to have the commitment to go get this thing done. And then I learned this. So first you have an idea, right? I just think something. I don't own it, I just think this. Then it moves to the next level. Now I have an opinion. I will argue that with you. But, if you have a better argument, I'll change my opinion. Still not really owning it too hard, right? But then I move to belief. I believe this. I truly believe this in my heart. This is true. Commitment says, I believe it so much, I'm actually willing to do something about it. Conviction, whoa, off the scales. I believe it so much, I'll die for the cause. That's conviction. That's climbing the mountain. Now you go, oh, Jeff, I just want my next job. I don't want to die for the cause. But let me have you think about conviction in this fashion. When we're going to do a 2.0, we're going to remake what we're doing. We're really going after something big. The odds are there's going to be a fair amount of change. And anytime there's change, something has to die. And often the things that have to die, we hold very near and dear. So for example, we're in the corporate environment. We go off doing some big thing in life here, right? We're taking the business from 10 million to 50 million. Poor Susie. She's been running our marketing department for a while. She's just not the right person anymore. Now, we still have a position for her. But the idea of her having to move out of that position, man, that's tough, right? Something had to die. It wasn't easy for you as the boss to go in and say, oh, sorry, we have to do something here. Or maybe your IT department put together this wonderful process. We've been using it for 3 years. It's been wonderful. It just doesn't work anymore given where we're going. Are you willing to actually give up the one you invented? Or how hard will you fight to prove the new one wrong? So back to here we are as individuals. We have to go climb this hill. There's going to be some stuff. If we're really going to go play this game at a different level, there's going to be some stuff that's going to say, hey, these things just have to go away. And I'm going to say, it's never easy.